discuss something called JSON, and this is one of our structured data types. So uh, we have kind of discussed about keyed collections, right? So in keyed collections you have your maps and sets. We have discussed index collections, so something like arrays, and now we have something called JSON, which is basically called JavaScript object notation, which means is there a way for readable formats of data to be structured in key value pairs or in arrays, something that the website or something like data API can read, or some like imagine you are sending your information in a structured way so that others can read it. And we already know some of these types. We have objects that hold key value pairs. We have arrays that hold, like, hold collections of items. But can we put that in a more readable format? So let's try that. Let's say let something like vegetables, right? Let's say let's let vegetables is equal to something like this. uh, uh, so I'm going to put two curly brackets, and within this I'm going to say that name of the vegetable is carrot, and then you separate them by commas just like you do with uh, objects, and then you say color is orange, right? And then you say something like uh, shape cylinder, right? So there's an error coming here. What is that? Any expected? uh, what if I just put this inside square brackets? Yeah, so yeah, if I put these under square brackets, now it's structured. So let's say I do another one. I'll put a comma here, and then I'll say name uh, tomato, and color is red, comma shape sphere, right? So I'm saving this. Now what I want to do is console.log vegetables, right? Now I'm going to go back to my index. So as you can see, we are seeing it as in an object format. You're seeing the first element is orange, then carrot, then cylinder, red, tomato, sphere, all of that, prototype and everything. But it's not in readable format, right? So what if I do something like, can I put it in, let's say, backticks? If I put it in backticks, sorry, uh, then it shows like a string. Doesn't really do the job for me. So I'll remove these backticks, and then I'll use a function called JSON.parse vegetables, right? Unexpected token, oh, object is not valid JSON. So it's not valid JSON, but if I do this, backticks, no, okay. So is that because I have to add curly brackets here? Not sure, but I'll try it. Unexpected token, this, okay. uh Fine, it's not valid JSON. So I'll go to GPT and ask why this is not valid JSON. Uh, why does this throw in not valid JSON? So I'm sure this is a syntax problem somewhere. Because vegetables is already a JavaScript object, not a JSON string. JSON.parse only. Okay. What you currently have, this expects a string. Okay, JSON.parse expects a string, and I'm passing an array, right? So, oh, okay. JSON rules must be a string. Okay, sorry. Um, name, color, shape. So it's expecting a string for sure. Okay, name, color, shape. So JSON rules, it must be a string, keys must be in double quotes, no trailing commas, no function comments. So something that is different from objects is that in objects you could put keys that were not strings. You could put keys that were like just without double quotes. But in JSON it has to be a string. It has to be in double quotes. So now if I do it, still throws object is not valid JSON. So we'll check. Console.log JSON.parse expects a string not valid JSON. So should be like this. I think we have done it, right? Let JSON string, so let vegetables within square brackets, and then I put curly brackets, and then I define all the keys, which is fine. And then if I go and reload it, it's throwing an error. JSON.parse JSON string. Changed code, still getting the error. Point out what it is. They are passing an array object into JSON parse. Okay. Vegetables is an array, not a string. JSON must be a string. Okay. Let vegetables JSON is this. What am I doing wrong here? Isn't this the same code? I'll just copy it and see the difference. Uh, oh, it's adding the backticks here. Okay, okay. So if I add backticks, if I add backticks here, should work, right? Yeah, it works. So now we have the first element as this, second element as this, reads it perfectly fine. Can I now use it to console.log vegetables 0 I'll remove this now. It's going for that. I'll remove that. I'll remove my backticks. Name caret. So it's picking up the first item. Name caret color. Okay. Now if I say like I just want the shape of it, cylinder. So you can notice that I'm not doing something like shape. I think that should throw an error. No, that also works. But if I write just shape, that will throw an error because it's not a key. Shape is not defined. But if I type something like dot shape, cylinder. So technically I can do this console.log vegetable 0 uh, dot name comma is of shape comma vegetables dot vegetable 0 dot shape comma and color comma vegetables dot shape vegetables 0 dot color. If I do this, yeah, caret is of shape cylinder and color orange, so you can fetch this. So we have learned that has to be JSON, has to have string keys, JSON to be parsed needs to be a string, can be fetched with key index, key and index. So if you look at this, this is the index and this is the key. So I am saying of 0 index, which is this is the 0 index and this is the 1 index. Of this index I want key name, I want key as name, right? So when I say 0 name, it's saying vegetable 0 dot name means 0 is index of JSON and fetch name key of 0 index, right? Can I do something like, let's say um alike, all right, and alike I will say is another JSON, and I'm gonna say name radish comma color white comma uh, shape cylinder, right? And if I go and say that console.log vegetables and I want to access the first index, which is 0, then go for alike, and in alike I want 0 and the name of it. So if I do this, do I get an error? No, I get radish. Yes. So yeah, I want vegetable, the zero index of vegetable, which is this now. And inside that there is another JSON which is called alike. And within alike, I want the first element, which is this. And within this, I want only the name key, which is radish. So I'm doing that with this, right? So I'm getting radish. So yeah, you can use JSONs like this. I think this was one of the, a complex variation of objects that I worked with, but I can see where this can be useful. Alright, so see you in the next video. We are done with JSON. I will go and practice it a bit more. I've not been uploading for a while because I've been busy with personal life, but hopefully I'll get back to my schedule and upload a lot more and a lot more frequently. See you guys. Bye bye.